Hello, I'm Nito the JTG and welcome to Raging G. Before I began my dive into comics, I was an avid gamer. I have some of my fondest memories about them. Buying my first console, buying my first game, going through the Beat Wars, Nintendo vs Sega, going through 2D graphics to the clumsy 3D graphics and all that. Nowadays most games have a huge story with many cutscenes, basic plots, storylines, character development and all that stuff. But in the older games, story was a thing that was kinda brushed aside and was there just as a mean to motivate you to play. And in many cases, it was just in the booklets. But there are some adaptations that dived deep into them, like the Legend of Zelda manga, Dark Souls, Warframe and more. There are some adaptations that are good, there are other adaptations that are bad. But today we're going to focus on an adaptation that is so terrible that it's good. So let's talk about Novas Aventuras de Megaman, or in English, The New Adventures of Megaman. Megaman, a franchise made by Capcom, simple yet addictive. It has a huge number of games, spin-offs and versions. The basic of each game is to defeat all robot masters made by Dr. Wily, reach his lair and put him back in jail. You got it? Nice! Now throw all that out the window and let's make the story about a dystopian future many years after the Megaman games. Oh god. I don't know if I should dive that much deep into the story because it's a mess. It begins with Roll trying to save Megaman and telling him that the world has fallen under the dictatorship of Dr. Wily and unfortunately Dr. Light, the creator of Roll and Megaman, has passed away. After that, our heroes try to defeat Wily and restore peace to the world. Along the way, we meet other characters from the games like X, from the Mega Man X series, a game that takes place many years after the original, Protoman, Slasher, Zero and many villains as well. This comic was made by PPA Studios and published by Magnum Press from 1997 throughout 1999 for 16 issues, and to be blunt, it's a fucking mess. The original writer, Jose Roberto, introduced a character, Princess, that looked like a Sailor Moon ripoff that later was half naked. That is a thing throughout the series, so keep that in mind. Her intentions were to kill the entire cast and make this her own comic, promoting the Brazilian comic market while shitting Marvel and DC, saying she's more powerful than Galactus, Superman, Monica? And Mickey. Other things were the introduction of two characters that wanted to spread the Marvel's idea of communism, restoring Marxism to the world. So yeah, they changed the writer pretty quickly, as you can guess. The company saw what he was doing and by issue 5 he was fired, with the editor Sergio P. Soto Silva, sorry if I killed your name, sorry about that, writing the 6th issue and bringing a new writer for issue 7 till the final one. In issue 7 they erased Princess and the plotline with a simple way. Of course the new writer Orlando Tosetto Jr. wasn't that good either. He made Roll's backstory filled with children kidnappings. Transforming her mind into a cyber one had many implications for a kid sex cartel, making a central villain to kill a little girl in true voodoo style for no fucking reason at all, and showing aliens at the final issue. We never see anything else about this storyline because the comic ended. The reason? Economical problem keeping the license. Making a completely weird story from writers that haven't played the games and had a basic plot about the character, storyline, villains and all that, with things like communism, incestuous tendencies, blood, gore, a kid's sex cartel, and Capcom was okay with that. Another thing you have noticed by now, I think, is the weird art style of this comic. Apparently, each issue would have a different artist. There were fans that would submit their art and the company would pick one for each issue. So, each one has a completely different style, from childish and chibis to 80s anime to... I have no idea how to describe this. Of course, some things stayed the same, like trying to show Roll naked as much as possible, with the final issues having her flat out naked, with small metal things hiding her private parts and nipples. I can go on and on about this weird amalgamation of a Megaman comic, but it has a legendary status for being terrible. But I don't find it that bad. You know why? It's really interesting to see how much of a mess one comic can be. And going from issue to issue to see how off topic it can be. It's a fucking wild ride to read this, and to tell the truth, I wonder what they were smoking while they were writing this. If you want, you can find this and buy this. Should you? Would you? I don't know. But people have translated it, and even they were confused with the themes of said story. As I said, it's a weird amalgamation of ideas, concepts, and random elements brought into one. I don't think that someone like this has happened again, but if you know something similar, tell me. I love to read things like that due to sheer interest. Lastly, this isn't, thank God, the only Megaman comic out there. There are a few, with one of them being one of my favorites, and I hope I'll talk about it soon. So, this was a small episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm NTG, see ya at my next episode, and until then, keep reading. And that was it for this episode. Please tell me down in the comments if you liked it or not, and I hope to make more and more about those weird comics if I manage to find some. So, again, see ya!